All right there. Well, hey, what's going on? What is going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome to Butterfly Roz Show. All right, let's turn this down some so you can hear me. You enjoying that flow? All right. Okay. OG Roz in the building. If you're new here, like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell notification symbol so you won't miss an upload. Sorry, y'all. All right, so let's talk about this. Everybody, well, I don't know if everybody, but I know my daughters, and when I go on YouTube, I see people all excited. The madness is back. The craziness is back. Everybody is on that Jackson, that is. So if you don't know by now that there is a Michael Jackson biopic movie that will be hitting theaters on the 24th, I think, unless you have those pre-sale tickets for the 22nd. And I know in other countries, they've already had the opportunity to see the movie. So that I'm hearing it everywhere. Michael this, Michael that. I have to admit, I was always a Michael Jackson fan, a fan of the art, of his talent. And of course, I've never met him. I don't know him personally as a person. So I did read some books that were written about him that kind of you guys should really read that book, Remember the Time, where the two bodyguards, Bill and Javin, tell their story about their time at bodyguarding him to give people a better understanding of who Michael Jackson really was. Not the king of pop, but Michael Jackson, the man underneath all of that. It's a really, really interesting book, and it's rather funny too. But and it has parts that's sad, of course, because if you've been keeping up, you don't even have to be a Michael Jackson fan to kind of know his story and how it ended. So I decided to come on here today and give my 2 cents as to whether, do you think, let me ask a question. Do you think Jafar Jackson should have the right to play Michael Jackson? Because it's definitely in the genes. The talent is. And from the clips I've seen and the on YouTube, he looks like he really worked very hard for that role, and that he, according to Jackie Jackson and some of the other brothers, they were watching Michael, not Jafar. That's really a compliment, because of course his brothers, they know Michael. That was their little brother. So I'm excited to see it, but I just wish they would stop showing clips, because every time I turn around, they're showing a clip of Jafar as Michael Jackson. I'm like, pretty soon they're going to be done show the whole movie. But um, you can't resist when something else comes out. You got to hit that button and see what it is. So I hope you got your tickets. I know I have mine, but well, let's talk about this. First of all, how many MJ fans do we have? I didn't know Jafar until this movie came out. I'm like, wow, Jermaine Jackson's son is playing his brother. Wow. But you know what? Jafar Jackson didn't just randomly land that role. It's reported that he trained for years, singing, dancing, and performing to honor his uncle's legacy. So it sounds like he worked very hard, and he was not a trained actor, but he was sounds like he was willing to put in all the hard work and the effort, and he was committed to honoring his uncle in the best way he could. And actually, Jafar has his own musical background. Many people don't realize Jafar is already an artist himself, not just not just Michael Jackson's nephew. I think that this role is going to, if you didn't know that Jafar was already in the music, had music in his background, now people are going to be searching and looking for Jafar's music, you know. But Michael had such a horrible time in the industry. I hope that the vultures don't come after Jafar. I hope and pray that the family has just given him good advice about how to keep himself protected. I think he should do this movie and be done with it, to tell you the truth. Take your money, put it up, save it, invest it in something, but the industry is not the place. They will chew you up and spit you out. The same way they did Michael, unfortunately. And I understand that this role was not easy for him to play. Not just the fact that he had to embody his uncle, including his mannerisms, his dancing, his singing, but even the emotional part of it. Oh, thanks. And I understand that the emotional part of it took its toll on him, to where even he had to get therapy. And that just shows the fact that he allowed himself to feel those emotions. It just makes you further, you know, feel like, wow, this is going to be a good movie. So, excuse me. Jafar, he reminds me a lot of Michael. Sorry. Let me get a drink of water. I know that was loud. Yeah, so he's known for being very grounded and private. Unlike typical celebrity culture, he stays low key. And he actually mirrors how Michael also valued privacy despite his global fame. But when you're that big, you don't have no privacy. And I hope that does not, I feel like Jafar is definitely at risk of that happening to him also. He might be a private person, but people are going to try to find some way to destroy him. You always have those mean people out there. And Jafar, so far, he seems like a very respectable young man and very humble. But he is carrying the legacy with respect, not imitation. So he's not trying to become Michael, he's trying to honor him. But at the same time, according to um, Jackie Jackson and the other brothers, he became Michael. He became Michael. And now about Michael Jackson, go you can go beyond the headlines. He was deep. Michael was deep. I'm sorry. I'm getting Michael and Jafar mixed up. So Jafar, he he was deeply involved in the artistry. Deeply. I saw some footage of him saying that he would dance until his feet bled. Now that's dedication. Half people halfway don't want to walk in some uncomfortable shoes. And he danced until his feet were bleeding. He put his life and his blood into this movie. And I hope he gets the the accolades that he deserved for such hard work. An Oscar, maybe, you know, but you don't want to put too much into an Oscar. It's just it's a statue. You know, it seems like celebrities will do anything to get that Oscar, almost like they worshiping a darn idol. But whether he earns an award or not, you know that he put his blood, sweat, and tears into this role, and he was truly dedicated in to honoring his uncle because of his deep love for him. And I think Michael would have been proud. He he would have been proud, and even his grandmother, Catherine Jackson, was deeply moved by the movie. And who's closer to Michael than his own mom? For her to give Jafar the thumbs up, that had to mean the world to him. And I'm glad that in her old age that she got a chance to see this, that she was alive to see it, even though I'm sure her health is declining. I don't know if Joe Jackson got a chance to see it or even know about it, but anyway. But he didn't just perform, he created, he choreographed, directed, and he had a strong vision for his music videos and stage performances. Now I'm talking about Michael now. You know, one thing about Michael, I'm saying that he didn't just perform, he also was actively involved in creating his music videos, his choreography, and his stage performances. And he also Michael was also um he cared a lot about children. He was a humanitarian. He supported dozens of charities during his life, and he visited hospitals and donated privately without publicity. And he was extremely disciplined. He was a perfectionist. His work ethic was intense. He rehearsed for hours daily to perfect performances, just like Jafar was doing. Many of the dancers and collaborators describe Michael as a perfectionist in a very intentional way. But he struggled with extreme fame from childhood because people often forgot he never had a normal childhood. And that shaped a lot of his sensitivity and desire to create a safe space for him, for kids, and creativity, and for himself. But what's really powerful about this film is that Jafar Jackson isn't just acting, he's stepping into a legacy that already lives in his bloodline. But instead of trying to replace Michael, he's honoring him. And that says a lot because Michael wasn't just an entertainer. He was an artist, humanitarian, and a man who lived under a level of pressure that most people would never be able to understand. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this film. Definitely. And do I think Jafar deserves the opportunity to play this role? Well, in my opinion, he does. Based on how much work, based on his work ethics, they were like Michael's work ethics, and his perfectionism, and his sacrifice, for playing this role. It's just amazing. It is just utter amazing that you went from just being a regular guy to being an actor. Wow. So that's all I have to say about that. And once I see the movie, I'll hop back on and tell you what I think. So go ahead and make your comments and give voice your opinions about the movie and about Jafar playing him, and about Michael. What do you think about him? Do you think Michael deserves this honor? And I understand that there's two parts. There's the first part, and then there's the second part. So, and which they've started already in production. And I'm really hoping that they do come out with that Prince biopic and the Vanity biopic. Um, because I would really like to see that. It's about time that a biopic came out, right? It is about time for that. And hey, why? How come the family, if there's certain things they don't want shown, the same way they had to edit stuff out of the Michael biopic, why can't they just do that? So, but anyway, I will chime in and let you know what I think. But I anticipate that this is going to be one of the best biopics ever made. And what makes it so much more exciting is the fact that Jafar is a Jackson. So it makes it more authentic. Okay. And I understand all the other actors and actresses in the movie. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing them also. But of course, Jafar is the headline. He's the main person. So, all right, send me some pictures of what if you're dressing up. Show me some pictures and keep your comments respectful, please. No disrespectful comments allowed here. You can give your opinion, but keep it respectful. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Right for now, what is going on? I'm pushing all the wrong buttons.